Today's readings express God's ability to accomplish the seemingly impossible. They bring us to the conclusion that it's not stature or wealth that brings ultimate success. I'm left with some discomfort and challenge from the readings, sort of like yesterday's readings. They lead me to the conclusion that there's no enduring accomplishment without God. On one level, I like these thoughts, and on another, they seem to undermine my human spirit. I'm a strong-willed person, in case you hadn't noticed. I believe I can accomplish anything when I put my mind to it. This leaves me with difficulties when I'm called to admit everything is a gift from God. It brings up an internal struggle that's plagued me for years. What do I do, and what does God do? How much of my success can I claim as my own? And how much do I need to admit is a gift? Having grown up in the United States in the 1950s and 60s, I came to believe that it was our duty to make God's work our own. What we do is for the greater glory of God. We lived through a period of great change in society and the church. We questioned authority and started to take greater responsibility for our world. I grew up believing that we were co-creators. Congruent with the gospel, I have little difficulty in admitting financial wealth is neither the road to happiness nor to a good life. In line with the first reading, I have no doubt that with God's assistance, we can do more than we ever imagined. But my reading of today's scriptures takes me out of where I am comfortable. It asks me if I am sometimes casting myself in the role of God. And I find sometimes I am. It asks me to accept everything as gift. This is hard. I find that I'm concerned with earning spiritual wealth. My mother tried to do it her way through daily mass and rosaries. I try to do it my own way. In both cases, I find my mother and myself to be at odds with the gospel, which tells us that salvation is a gift. I feel both of us are called to change our actions. Maybe even more so to change our motivations. And this is a much harder task. My prayer today is to let the Lord of my heart, to let the Lord really into my heart. I pray for an openness to accept God's gifts. And I pray for a good and meaningful retirement. Amen.